as what to call me. I'm just
gonna call you expert of gardening.
I have a lot of names. My ex-wife used to, no, I'm just kidding.
You're funny.
No, she's a great person. She's a good friend of mine. I joke about it a lot. But no, she did probably call me names.
I know your humor is self-deprecatory. I don't let you humor about yourself that way. If I can shape you, I will.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me tag.
But you are unshapeable. How do I tag you that you can be visible here?
Tag me so I can be visible. I'm already.
Yeah, I cannot. When I try to put you inside, it doesn't highlight your name.
Oh, okay.
Well.
I think well, every phone is different. There should be some sort of a tag button, but
yeah, plus add friends. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not good at multitasking. I'm actually trying to figure out how to tag you in this post.
That's great. Okay.
I don't want to multitask anymore. I want to single task. I'm tired of being a master of a lot of different things. I just want to be just a dummy of one. So I try to focus on one little simple task. Right now I'm having trouble figuring out how the heck to tag you.
Okay, I tagged you.
You tagged me in a picture. Oh damn it! What did I press? I don't know. Yeah, hey, everybody's coming. We'll give a chance to folks. Good afternoon.
Okay, so we are live.
We're live. We're going to talk grow towers with Sister Helena Summers. She went on a vacation and she saw some awesome grow towers, and we're going to talk about growing and grow towers. And it was actually an offline question you had, right? And it kind of made sense to deal with it online in case other people had similar questions.
So I actually saw this growth tower on the expo, and I wanted to buy a plant for my office. And then I thought, why not get a growth tower? So I get food as well.
Food is good.
Right? So I asked you, and you said this is a 45-minute conversation. So let's have that conversation.
So, all right. First of all, I have to be in full disclosure.
Yes.
The thing with me is a 45-minute discussion. Nothing is like a simple. I have a friend. She gets upset with me all the time. She's like, "How come you don't never answer a question? You always answer a question with a question." And she doesn't talk like that. She talks very proper. But however, when it comes to growing, this is one of those topics that's an answer. Because growing is, everybody grows for different reasons. Let me see. Maybe I should you want me to pull up that particular grow tower?
If you want. So Let Us Grow company, they are supposedly just launched like 3-4 days ago. And everything is, they said it's kind of technological company. Your app will tell you when to fertilize. Your shipment will come every 3-4 weeks with this new little plan. So you just replace them. So they have the plan, the payment plan of depends how big the tower is. And then plus a monthly fee of $49, $59, or $69 for depends how much food you ship. And they gave me this huge lettuce that came from the thing. I just had it for lunch today. So delicious.
Of course.
So delicious, clean, fresh. I was like, wow, I want to pick up like we used to have when we were kids. You go in your garden, pick up the food and eat and cook, right? So fresh they have these different plans. If you go on their website, you can choose like a family of kales and beets and all these kind of things, radishes, or family of greens, or family of lettuces. So this is me with a middle tower, I think.
That's you with the middle tower. Okay.
Yeah. So next one is one bigger and next one is two bigger, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
In full disclosure, I just need you to know who you're talking to. Anybody else who's watching? No, I'm not the expert, but I am a crazy grow hippie. All right. You have to be very careful. So don't take anything I say too serious down that road. I'm gonna try to make it non-nerdy botany in like English common sense layman's terms the best I can. If I ever start going down a botany route, then just kind of pull me back. So to answer the question, growing is awesome. Eating fresh, delicious food is so important to your body. It's so important to your immune system. It's so important to everything. Every system in your body requires fresh food, not grocery store food, not cooked food. So I will never steer anybody away from growing. I want to be clear, but I want to be totally clear with everybody, because this is an age-old fight with farmers, right? Everybody's got their way to grow. Everyone's got the best way. Their way is the best way. And farmers always fought about that. And they still fight about it. Growers fight about that. So to be clear, even if you were taking chemicals straight from Monsanto and okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Even if you were taking
don't go there.
Growing chemically, hydroponically, permaculture, growing in the ground, growing in cow poo and dirt and rocks, it's still going to be a lot healthier than what you get from most grocery stores in terms of enzymes and them still being alive. The answer is to grow. Now, above and beyond all of that, eating fresh food. Now, they're all different types of methods. So this company, and that is a very sexy grow tower. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody in the green industry doing anything to help people. I'm personally not a hydroponic grower. I used to. I'm more of an aquaponic grower. I can kind of explain the difference if you like. But I think that grow tower, I suspect, can be utilized for aquaponics as well.
I don't know. It comes with the dirt. In these little holes, they give you this little, like a seedlings.
Okay.
And then when they gave me lettuce out of it, the lettuce came with its roots and the dirt around it.
Okay, so is it most times you're growing in a grow medium? You're not actually growing in dirt. So is it?
Well, yes. Yeah, but the water is in the bottom of the tower. And I guess there is some system that waters, but the dirt comes, it's not just like from the water itself. When you pull it out, it's dirt underneath.
Okay, so I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see the grow tower. So I can tell you right off, it's not a basic company. I love the fact that they are using grow medium, because if you have dirt, soil, rocks, anything, sand, that's more surface area, which means that the plants will be healthier because you actually have microbiology that live on them. So it's still growing a little more naturally, a little healthier than aeroponics and just growing completely in like a raft system where something that just sprays water or the plant floats in it. So I like the sound of that. I like the sound of the fact that they have automation. I like the sound of the fact that they have apps. And so if you are a very busy person who's probably like a Helena going to Hawaii for a month in life, you know, you do need something that's largely automated. So I love the fact that they're doing that. It's a very pretty grow tower. Most grow towers are just straight up and down. They don't have any sexy curves like that. I imagine it's one of the component-based systems, it looks like, right? Because it looks like you can buy as many as those little hourglass curve things. And so you can go as tall as you want. Most of these systems now can be daisy chained. So you can actually have nutrients, a big nutrient system added, you know, feeding multiple systems. I imagine you can put a couple of them together. So how you can grow is more piecemeal, based on the height of your ceiling, based on if you have one, the next year you want to have two, next month you want to have three. So it's a great way to get started. They're a little pricey.
Yes. So the pricing is, I think they start for the smallest one. I took a picture of the pricing. Okay, so the smallest one is $3.99 for the farm, plus $49 a month for all the changes. But they had like an expo special $50 off. So for $3.50, I would get a tower.
Okay.
Then the next one is $3.79. So $3.50, $3.79, and the last one is $4.10.
Okay.
And then the monthly is $49, $59, or $69.
What is the $49, $59, or $69 a month for? What else do they want from you?
They don't want anything else. They come, they install, and they give you the first set of the plans, and they tell you what to do. And then they send you monthly packaging of the seedlings, whichever ones you choose. And on their website, there is like a menu. Do you want garden or kale family or whatever? Yeah. And they send you fertilize now, do this now. App tells you what to do. Okay. And if you have any problems, it's too green, it's too yellow, it's not growing, then they help you.
Okay. So, and I'm gonna look at a comment from Sister Kia.
Yes.
In full disclosure, I built my own grow towers. So I'm gonna scrutinize them. Like I said, I like the company. This company by far is a better company than every company out there. They're better than your Samsungs, your Sprints, your conflict mineral companies, Apples. So I love them to death, but I'm gonna have to be honest with you. So if you're a DIY person, you can make a grow tower for probably $30. And that's just being honest. You know, add nutrient solutions to that, you might end up around $100 for a year's supply. But that's someone who knows what they're doing. And so what I agree with was what his sister said earlier, Danielle. She said, but this is great for the cities. And not only is great for the cities, it's great for a first-time grower. So if you have that money to spend, the $300, $400, $500, it makes absolutely good sense to get started. Usually with growing, if you have a lot of success when you first start, you'll continue doing, right? And this company sounds like they're fantastic at doing that. Sounds like they have a completely soup to nuts solution that will help someone who's never grown anything be very successful and have fresh vegetables, which is awesome. I am going to scrutinize a little bit on the whole $49 a month. Like, I do get that there's an app and you probably get some extra features and functions and you're busy. It'll let you know to add nutrients, stuff like that. And that's good. You can pick and choose the seedlings you want. But I'm going to scrutinize that hard because usually when you want to grow your leafy greens, you want to eat them fresh. So you don't actually, like in the picture, let me see. In that picture, it looks like you got some Swiss chard at the top. See the big plant, yeah. Swiss chard? Yeah. So what you want to do is you just want to take one leaf at a time. There's a difference between foraging and harvesting. Harvesting is when you take the whole plant out and you kill it. You murder it like a piece of meat or a steak, like, you know, like people do at the meat packing places. I prefer to take a leaf at a time. It means that I get very fresh greens. I can get a lot of different greens in one salad or one sandwich or whatever I'm preparing, or smoothie. But it also means that the plant lives. And that Swiss chard is going to regrow another leaf in a matter of a week, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how fast it's growing. So another one will be ready to go. And you don't have to wait. As long as you stick within a 30% harvesting range, you'll have a sustainable, you know, whether that's Chinese cabbage, butter crunch lettuce, basil, all your deep leafy greens. So I see that looks like you've got some your different lettuces in there.
Yes.
Like
and there were flowers, edible flowers. There were tomatoes. They said strawberries are not good. They don't grow very well in Texas weather. But tomatoes, he said, once they start, they just continue.
Yeah, so the tomatoes will love Texas. And here's the real story is this. When you're talking about growing in a hydro environment, whether it's aquaponics or it's hydroponics, your tomatoes are going to fly. They're going to literally fly out of the pot. And this is what I think a lot of people don't understand, because we have a lot of gardeners that still talk crazy stuff. They'll say things like, tomatoes don't like wet feet. I say, you know, what the heck are you talking about? Well, tomatoes don't like wet feet. They like to be dry. And that's a big lie. All plants climbed out of the ocean. They love water. They love lots of water, which is why these grow towers are fantastic, because they have aerated, oxygenated water. Mm-hmm. You have a tomato in hot Texas sun. Y'all get, how hot y'all? You get like 110 down there? I know y'all burn people up. I drove through there once. I had my feet sticking out. This is a long time ago. I had my feet sticking out the window and it was like 100 and something degrees. I think I baked my foot. It's hot down there. But the tomatoes love that. Yeah. The tomatoes love the heat. As long as they have cool, oxygenated water, they don't desiccate. They continue to perspire the water. Now, mind you, you'll probably be refilling a reservoir. Did they have an autofill system?
There is a plug, electrical plug, and there is like a certain hole that with a lid that you put fresh water in, and they will tell you when.
Oh, okay. So they have a sensor. Okay. I'm feeling, I love the app. I'm an automation. This is what I used to do. I used to do software engineering. I love that. So it's going to text you and let you know to add water. So they have a level sensor in there that lets you know when the water level drops too low, which is fantastic. Upgrade would be if they had an autofill system. So you don't actually have to go fill it up. You can just hook it up to the hose, but you can rig something up if you want.
Well, I want this for my office. I don't want this for kitchen. I miss a plant in my room. And if I'm going to get a big, nice, jungly plant, I may as well get something I'm eating. That's how this idea came. Because when I saw the tower, I'm like, I can eat all of this for lunch.
Yes.
And I harvest just like you, a little bit, one leaf here, one leaf there, because I grew up with a garden that survived us through the war.
Okay. So then that lands you on your monthly thing. Then you're looking for something that you don't need a lot of plants to replace, because you're not replacing 20 plants every month. You're just replacing 2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3 don't make it. They run into trouble or whatever. So that's something to think about.
Because totally, I think they have a 21, 26, or I don't know how many, but I think it's 5 or 6 on each round. So basically, I calculated it's about $1.50 a new plant.
Okay.
And he said it takes about 3 weeks to grow from that little seed to that big lettuce that he gave me as a gift. I was walking around the expo and eating the lettuce, like a feeling it was so delicious.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. Like, so if you do have the amount of money predisposed to you, and you don't have the time, then that's why this is a great solution, right? It's a great solution. You pay a little more, but you're not going to have to worry about plants. So you can pick and choose the plants you want. They do everything for you. They're germinating the seed and they're growing a seedling for you. So when you're buying it, it sounds like you're sticking it in and it's almost ready to harvest. So you'll never run out of food, which is a great service they provide. I don't want to knock spending money to grow.
But I still depend on them.
What do you mean you still depend on them?
I depend on them to deliver my food. I'm still not independent.
Well, yeah, but so, and this is why I don't knock any grow companies at all, ever, because they're teaching you what to do. And once you know what to do, then you can get out of, some of their services, or I imagine there's some sort of a contract, but you can, have
cancel anytime, he said. Anytime, change, remove how many, add little extra plates, whatever, anytime. They just started. They are so eager and new and fresh and young minds and this incredibly bright people. You can see possibility behind their idea.
Right. Well, it's awesome. I mean, I'm trying real hard because I have a lot of hippie friends and I'm kind of a hippie. And so I'm trying real hard to be positive. Hippies, we can be extreme. We can be because our biggest problem is we know that the plants actually grow themselves. The microbiology, the sun and the rain and the soil. And once you fit a grow system for your life, it's going to be really, really easy. But you got to get started. And I think you got to have the confidence. You got to learn the harvesting. You got to learn the planting, the nuances, and then experimenting from there is good. So I think it's a good way to get started. So don't worry about being dependent on them. I wouldn't worry about that. It's right now you're learning how to do some of the things that you may not get a chance to do if you plant the seed yourself. But most importantly, you get to eat fresh, delicious plant. And this is what I was saying, that it really is probably a 45-minute conversation, is when you start growing, you have to determine why are you growing, right? If you're growing because you just want to have fun and learn different grow systems, then do anything. If you're growing because you have an ailment like cancer or some sort of autoimmune condition and you need a very highly nutritious plant, then there are very specific things you want to do and specific things you want to grow. And so that's when I start to steer people away from hydroponics and more into more natural growing methods like permaculture, growing in, soil, no-till, diverse colonies of microbiology, or aquaponics. Because a plant, how it gets its resources is this is too geeky, let me know. But there's
Go ahead. We love you, my geeky hippie. This should be a hashtag, geeky hippie.
Yeah, I know, because sometimes I go too far and people just look at me and they get that little that shine, that little sparkle in their eye. Like, I know this is important to him, but this is not important to me. I don't know why he's going to that level of detail. He needs to get a life. He needs to go find some love or something. But there's a fungi that grows on the root system. It's called a mycorrhizae fungi. And so what the plant does, it literally orders out for pizza, right? Not pizza, but it determines what it needs. Mm-hmm. So on the environment and Texas you're growing in, your lettuce is going to say, it's too hot. Damn it, I need some calcium, or I need some selenium to make the oils to create a microclimate around my stamen so that I don't evaporate too much water. And so it actually tells the mycorrhizae fungi, I need some selenium and some calcium, get on it. And they actually will grab selenium and calcium from the soil or from other microbes in the water and feed the plant what it needs to create the oils that it does so that it doesn't perspire too much water. And in exchange, the plant actually sends sugars to the mycorrhizae fungi. So it's a symbiotic relationship. And why is that important in a very geeky way that probably nobody on this planet need to know, but just me and other boring people who read this stuff? Is in order for the plant to make all the natural compounds that makes it so healthy, and the plants, the way we ate them evolving, you actually have to have the mycorrhizae fungi. It's very hard to do that with hydroponics. And it's very hard to do that with a farmer and determining how many pounds of lime or something to put on his field. Like, there are two ways to grow a plant, basically, in modern times. One is you tell it what it's going to eat. Two, you let it choose. Does that make sense? Because if the plant chooses, it's going to be a very healthy plant. All the leaves will have the compounds that they've always had in them, and it'll be the most healthy thing with the natural living enzymes. The moment you eat it, you're telling it what to eat. The plant will be alive. The plant will be lush. The plant will have pretty green leaves, but it won't actually have the same compounds that it would if it were growing naturally with the mycorrhizae fungi community. That's why I lean towards aquaponics when you're growing for health. Then the other reason to grow, like you said, you don't have time. I got work to do. I got a job. I got cats, dogs, kids, birds. I got things that I got to do, and I don't really have time to play farm. I need to get something healthy in my mouth. I need something healthier than what I'm getting in the grocery store. And, grow towers like that will nail it. Or this is my first time growing. So it really depends on why you're growing.
First of all, I didn't plan to grow because the land in Texas, the ground is very clayish. Mm-hmm. And I came from Hawaii when everything grows. I came from Croatia when I knew how to grow on very rich land of Croatia. So I just thought I want to have a nice lush plant, like a little palm tree, bushy, something wild. And when I saw this, my whole life, like, wow, why was I not thinking about this? So I would now want to grow it because it's sexy, it's beautiful, because it's healthy, because it's fun, because it's loving a plant. Yes. And I love that feeling you can pick up what you want to eat today.
Yes.
I miss that. Okay. And if I want to have a plant, why not have many plants? So I'm not on a mission. I am just inspired. And I need your advice because I know you are expert in that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Ask you a question. Is the husband going to pay for it? That's the question. Bro, yes, absolutely, 100%. System on this planet. You should definitely go with let us grow. Ain't no question, girl. You should grow it. I'm telling you, you should grow it.
Okay, so now I'm going to show them this video and tell them this is the propaganda for them, promotional material. I'm going to be their spokesperson.
And I'm going to be on trouble. It's going to be drama. It's going to be on CNN and Fox News because he said that men's supposed to buy women plants. What the hell? No, I think that it's a good idea to support these companies. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they're doing it in a fantastic way. And if you have the ability to support them and you don't have the time to do it yourself, you can always play around with DIY later, but it's important we support the green companies. And I love what they're doing. I absolutely love it. And I would almost guarantee you that in the future, if not already, they have a means of making an aquaponic system. So you can actually take their grow systems and not use nutrient solutions. And it's like fish slavery, but you can put like some fish. Well, wait a minute. I'm looking at their reservoir. Maybe not.
It's like this. It's pretty big.
It's big, but it's sealed. Fish like a little bit of light. Like that's like.
Oh, they have a hole. When you pour the water, but then on the hole you can put the lid to close it to make it all nice. But if you keep it open, you can you can throw a cat in that hole. It's not a small hole.
That's not aquaponics. That's let's not. That's no. Yeah, that's not that. The plants might actually grow really well, but I get a call from SPCA or somebody, a lot of cat people, they come after you like, oh. So, no, I think it's a good way to go. I think you should get started. It'll work out perfectly at work. You'll love it. At work, I actually have grow towers. And when I go make my lunch, I just go start picking greens.
So how did you make your grow towers? Why not go your way?
Why not grow my way? Because I don't have a life. You have a life. I don't have no life. I all day I fantasize about plants. All day I'm just like about plants. Like people, they ask me, say, how can you talk bad about politics all the time and be happy? Because I love my life and I got plants. I'm like, yay! I hate the Democrats, the Republicans. They all stupid and crazy. They do the same thing. Work for the same companies. Then I'm gonna go grow some plants, and I go mess around with my Mimosa pudica and go around. I got avocados and I've got all kind of papayas and I've got mango and I've got all the lettuces and greens. I got hundreds of peppers. This is what I do. I love it. It's very plants, like you said, there's something about it. Like when you said you were growing up in Croatia and just being able to touch the leaves and be around them. There's a relationship. There's some sort of a symbiotic, psychological, stress relieving relationship that we have with plants. Mm-hmm. I point people to go watch. There's the great documentary called What Plants Think About, and I always send people to go watch it because it's awesome. And it explains all the things that plants do that we can only explain to be intelligent activity. So don't hurt plants. Don't throw plants in the reservoir. Don't throw cats in the reservoir. And it's good to harvest your plants. They're a lot more sustainable that way.
Okay, so your towers. Can you show us pictures of your towers?
Ooh, I don't think I have pictures of my towers ready available. I think I posted some, actually. I think some are on my Facebook page. So what? Uh-oh. I don't know what just happened. Oh, Barbara liked the video. Yay! Oh, no. You can't see what I'm doing. Let me see. Let me go to my page and see if I posted something.
I'd like to see what you got.
So before I learned about BPA, and this is what I'm saying, it's all a learning process. Before I understood that you want to be very careful with the plastics that you used. I've made grow towers out of PVC.
These towers are made from, oh my God, I forgot. He told me some amazing plastic. Something you can eat, basically.
This is amazing plastic that you can eat.
But something like that. Either something recycled or something created in a way that is not ruining the planet if it goes back to the ocean or if it ends up in the ocean. Some really cool plastic. I don't know if it says on their form.
Okay.
Doesn't say.
So they have they have what's called food grade plastics, right? They have food grade plastics.
Probably it's a food grade plastic. Yeah.
And so, to my understanding, what that means is that the plastic has a level of density where it takes a lot longer for it to break down, or it's sealed with something so that it doesn't leach any plastics into the water or any BPA or any of the byproducts. Um, I have to be nice there. I have to be nice. I'm trying so hard to not be a hippie. It's so hard. It's just coming out.
You are not a hippie. I don't feel you as some weird hippie. I feel you as a man who knows.
No.
And all the nature that what it gives us, it's so readily available. It's supposed to be easy. And you are totally into that.
Good. I can
Gerard,
the best of them.
Gerard,
I like to lie.
We all love you.
Supposed to lie to everyone.
We all love you. You cannot escape. We just love you. Sorry.
Okay. So the challenge is this. So yes. Microbiology is no joke. Kia, she's on it. So microbiology is no joke. It likes to eat everything. It doesn't care what you humans make. It doesn't care what you say is food grade. It doesn't care what you say is hot, cold, friendly, and PVC. Plastic eats through. I mean, microbiology eats everything. And that's why we have that plastic eating bacteria that's in the ocean. Damn it, somebody tagged me 2 days ago in a mushroom eating, a plastic eating mushroom. So no matter what anybody tells me, that, hey, this will last for 10 years, 100 years, and it's food grade. I don't believe any of that, because you get the wrong microbiology or the right one, it would literally start breaking down the plastic and releasing into the water whatever was in that plastic. And it may not harm anybody at all, but that's the super hippie side of me. If you're going to go with these products, go with a company that puts time and investment to make sure it at least is food grade, because that'll give you some degree of protection. And it might be that they reseal it or something. I don't know. I mean, you probably could take some sort of I'm guessing here, like some sort of essential oil or something that doesn't break down easy. I like hemp. I mean, really what they should do, if you talk to the guy, tell him Gerard said he should line the inside of his tanks with hemp or make them from hemp plastic. And
maybe they did. I don't know. I was so impressed. And the guy was from Italy, and we spoke Italian, and we joked, and we had so much fun. Just talking of these plants, I felt like I was on a plant heaven.
Oh, okay.
I was the whole time for 2 hours, I was high. When I came home, I instantly emailed you, like, oh my God, I want this.
Don't say hi, Daniel's here. Daniel likes to smoke a lot of weed. Don't say hi. You should, I guess, smoke weed. I don't know.
Do you smoke weed?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Nope.
Okay. I never was in my life. I never did in my life. I never got drunk. I never got high.
You never got drunk or high?
Never. I never smoked nothing. I feel like I'm missing out.
You have no vices?
Say what?
You have no vices? You don't have any of the American vices? You're in America, girl. Get some vices. That's what
I'm a woman.
Welcome to the country.
On different levels.
Get some vices now. Now make sure you go out there and get something to just ruin your life if you do too damn much of it. You're supposed to get some vices, girl. But for me, it's not a it's just the time I thought I was smoking weed, and actually the Africans tricked me. It was oregano. That's a long whole story. I had a girlfriend, she did that.
You didn't know the smell of oregano at the time?
I didn't know what oregano looked like. Oregano at that time came from the dollar store, and it came in a jar of plastic. That's all I knew about oregano. Because I was in college, I had no idea about anything. I thought I knew everything because I was in college, but I had no idea. And I smoked the heck out of that oregano. But I was in it. Thank me. I was probably doing all kind of great things, but no.
I'm so glad you got educated in between.
I drank a lot.
Really?
Way too much.
Wow.
You know what? I drank so much in college that thank the high heavens and the good gods all day that there were no camera phones back then.
So how does one person goes from not knowing what oregano is and getting drunk all the time? How did this person come to the education of microbiology and plants and the structure of how life works and remains positive and bright and happy like you are?
Because I have a lot of plants and they love me no matter what I do. No. I worked in corporate America and I've way too long, way too long. These people, if you go to corporate America, wear your tin hat every day you go into work. Don't let what's infected in them get in you. Now I worked there. I worked for a bunch of different companies. And I finally, being a manager, I got a chance to work from home.
But were you drinking during the time of corporate America?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's corporate America. Kind of quit that. Thursday night, you supposed to, because to take that level of slavery and tyranny and pain, getting up early in the morning, that thing, you're supposed to wake up in the morning. You're supposed to just wake up and get up. You ever see the movie, what's the name of that Eddie Murphy movie where he's coming to America?
Oh, yeah.
Wakes up in the morning. You're supposed to wake up and slowly open your eyes.
Love your life.
Music playing in the background, maybe some birds chirping, and you just open your eyes and you exhale. Life. You're supposed to think about what you want to do. It's your beautiful, wonderful day. Where you want to go, who you want to talk to. You're not supposed to. Oh, damn it, I'm late. Oh, Lord, jump up to the jump. I can't brush my teeth. Too late. Grab this, get my briefcase, run it in, throw my tie on. I forgot the deodorant. Run back in the house, put on deodorant, run back out. See, when you do that and that's your life, you will drink a lot. You'll drink a lot. So that's what we do in corporate America. It's Thursday night. You go out there and you drink your pain away. Sometimes at lunchtime, if the TPS reports are due or you're late on a project, some milestones, you got to drink at lunch. Your office so you can tolerate your slave master. And
then you function on Friday?
No, Friday you drank too. You drank Thursday.
How do you function in a work day?
How do you function?
Yeah, you are drunk on Thursday. You have to come again in the morning on Friday.
You're slavery, girl. You have no choice. You're supposed to go get your cotton bag and start picking. This is corporate America. You go get in your cube, get your cotton bag, and you start going at it. Now, sometimes you fake because you got a headache or you learn how to hydrate yourself. But you type. I mean, you don't have a choice. It's slavery. You will get kicked out of your house. You got a mortgage to pay. You got a car payment. You got all this stuff that you bought that you posted all on all over Facebook, so people would think that your life is something that is really not, and you got to pay for it. So you get these artificial highs that you could get from plants. Where's Daniel at? That you could get from cannabis. You could get from coffee, caffeine. It gives you a little high, gives you a little rush. You could have a sustainable life. There's certain coffees that make you happy. There's a coffee that they used to have at Teavana that has, Kratom. Kratom. Did y'all know Kratom actually there was a United States, in the United States, there was a tea store called Teavana in most of the malls and all. If you've never been to the mall, it's a place where they have all the slavery goods made in China and Africa, Latin America. But in between those places, they had something called Teavana, and they had kratom in the tea. And kratom would make you happy too. It give you a little bit of a high. And so I think there are a lot of natural things that are not only painkillers that you can grow in these grow towers, you can grow in your yard, but the problem is abuse. The problem is an artificial high, like Kia just mentioned right there. Kia's getting a lot of good comments today. I'll click on it. Is that there's nothing wrong with having some things that bring you a little bit of joy, right? Like the reason you're excited when you get a lettuce and you pick your lettuce and you put it in your smoothie. Like my immune system gets excited. My mouth literally waters. Like looking at that picture, my mouth waters because I get my body's like, yay!
Yes,
right. You get excited. It's a high.
Yes.
Because all of these plants make compounds that in your body give endorphin responses. And just
I don't think it's high like a drug high. It's high from life.
Right.
It's beautiful. You watch it like a baby growing and breaking through the earth, and just suddenly it's so lush, and there is so much you can give to all your neighbors, and there is more.
Right. Well, there's highs everywhere, right? There are. And what is a high? I mean, I think I have a lot of scientists on my friends list, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but a high usually is something that is related to some of the, I guess, pain relief and things that numb certain senses. High, you get a high from oxygenating your blood cells, right? Extra oxygen makes you happy. It's like when you smell a river, when you're walking in the woods, when you're going to the beach and you get close to the beach and you can start to smell the water, it makes you excited. And I think a lot of that came from evolving, right? You know, you can go 60 days without food. You can only go 3 days without water or you die. So your cells get excited when they sense the moisture, when it's about to rain. Like all of these senses we have, they didn't come out of anywhere. It's because your body is like doing things and it's either making you happy or it's making you sad. So it makes perfectly good sense. But to me, it's problematic when you do something in excess to get up the next day. When you're doing something, when you're depressed, that's your body telling you your life is wrong. You need to make some changes, right? But you can overdo anything. You can overdo lettuce. You can overdo okra.
Oh, God.
In the grow tower, don't ever do that. The grow tower will break and it'll cuss you out. Don't ever. Does that company sell okra?
Not that I know of, but I will tell them to grow some okra just for you.
Oh yeah, no, don't tell them grow okra for me. No,
do you know that I cannot see okra and not think of you?
You know what? Who's that brother just posted? He's talking about composting. That's what okra is great for compost. Okra is great. Who's that? Compost. If you're putting together a compost pile, grow lots of okra. Lots of okra.
You're funny. So speaking of composting, do you use worms? Worms?
Yes. I'm glad we're getting into permaculture. Vermiculture. I get excited.
I actually made for my mom half of her garden. I make it into permaculture.
Okay.
Because she had the back problems and she could not work on it. And I made it for her and I left and then she sold the house.
Oh, okay. So you've done some growing. You know what you're doing.
Of course. I'm a girl barefoot in the sand, barefoot on the earth. Yeah.
All right.
I wear high heels too. I like that also. Probably made in China.
Well, you know what? Everything we have is made in China. What we have to learn how to do is stop buying more of it. That's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem, because our whole houses are made in China. I don't care how much, unless you're a hippie living in a yurt or a cop house, which I want to so bad, unless that's who you are, everything in your house is made in China. So I don't judge anybody else. No. We have to learn how to buy less. That's all we have to do.
Yeah. So tell me about the worms.
Yes. Worms. I love worms. Let me see if I find a picture. I get excited. It's just crazy. Like, how often there's a pretty lady wants to talk about worms. I love it. This is
my friends. I feed her worms. She has these composting worms and they can eat anything but banana and orange, I think.
You won't stop at the feeding worm part. What happens?
She doesn't feed them with banana and orange peels, but everything else, all the little scraps. And they're beautiful. They look so healthy and just wonderful. And she has the whole bin of them, huge casket of them.
Does she eat them?
No. They make her compost. They're just composting.
Woo. Okay, that's different. That's way different.
Oh, you have worms that you eat, Mr. Vegetarian?
Heck no. You kidding me? No, I ain't that much of a hippie. I ain't no hippie when it comes to that.
Good. We put the line somewhere.
No. The apocalypse comes and I got to eat some worms. I'm dying. The zombie's going to eat me. I'm going to be zombie food because I ain't eating no worms. I'll eat tree bark before I do that. So look, do you want to talk about Verma? And I am looking at the comments. People are saying we're not looking at the comments. I am going to look at the comments. I'm going to go down in a minute, but we're just doing some questions for the moment. Yes, red wigglers. Here they go right here. Red wigglers. I think those are red wigglers. So red wigglers, they're a composting worm that actually break down almost literally everything. Like they're phenomenal. Newspaper, paper, Scott towels, all of your waste from your vegetables and your fruits, everything except for orange peels and citrus. Like there are a few acidic things they don't like, but short of that, the easiest way to do vermiculture, which is phenomenal for your pots. I do vermiculture and actually I put it in my aquaponic systems. I actually take the red wigglers and I put them in there because the worms, when they poop, they make worm castings, and the worm castings is all your beneficial microbiology. You can have an aquaponic system that is as unhealthy as a hydroponic system if you don't add the right microbiology to it. So there's a whole science behind it. But the red wigglers, if you actually take a bucket, this is the easiest way to do it. So you can buy the system if you got the money. There are plenty of them online. If you can't, you go to your local hardware store, get your bucket, Hopefully it's food safe, which none of them are. Hopefully it's food safe.
Wooden bucket.
Food safe plastic. But there are some that are sustainable at lower temperatures, right? So almost any plastic, if you get it hot enough that it's sitting in the hot sun, you're going to get some leaching, I can imagine. So the cooler it is, in most vermiculture, you're not putting in the hot sun anyway. The worms don't like it hot. They like it nice and cool out of the ground. So it wants to be in a shade location. I actually keep mine in my house, right? Because, and people are like, in his house, that nasty mother. No, so when you're doing vermiculture, the red wigglers break down your refuse so fast you'll never smell it. So what you do is you put a bucket, and the bottom bucket, you poke holes in it, and you put a tray underneath it that holds water. And you put cardboard in the bottom of it. I didn't know we were going to talk about this. Otherwise, I have pictures. You put cardboard in the bottom and newspaper, so it acts as a filter and nothing climbs out. And then just start dumping stuff in. When you cut up your onions, take the tip of it, throw it in. You cut up your tomato. If you don't like the edge of it, throw it in. You cut up your avocado, throw it in. The avocados are not so great with anything. Your avocado seed, just throw everything in there. And your lettuce, the bottom of the stalk, whatever you have, all your refuse in there. Yeah. And by the time you fill that bucket up, depending on how many people in your house, for me, I've got 3 boys and it worked out perfectly. By the time that bucket filled up, I got the second bucket, poked holes in the bottom, put that on top of it. You're building a tower. And so you're throwing your refuse in there. And what'll happen is when the worms are finished eating down here, because at nighttime they climb towards the surface, they'll climb from the bottom the bottom bucket to the second bucket, and they'll eat that. And so then you do the third bucket after that's filled up. And the way it worked out in my house, you might go 4 buckets. I usually went about 3. By the time that third bucket was filled, the bottom bucket was full of nothing but dark, rich worm casting and soil. The most phenomenal organic stuff you want to put in all your pots. You want to put in your veggies. You want to grow in it. You want to put it on your garden. I actually, when I'll do a little bit of farming in a bigger garden, I'll make compost tea with it. You take that nice, rich, dark, lush, and not in chemical free, because we all eat organic. So there's no pesticides, no pharmaceutical products in there. Take that soil. You can actually put it in tea bags and make a compost tea with it and spray it out on your garden. It is the most amazing stuff. And there are tons of compost tea recipes online. So I love vermiculture because we throw too much garbage away. Yes. And it's a sustainable thing. If you have a lot of plants and pots, and it just doesn't make any sense to buy compost, because you're throwing all your compost in your trash.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's more sustainable.
So last question to conclude with this. If you, the knowledgeable man, if you would get just the tower without the plants, would you know how to grow it all and how to make it wonderful?
If I just got the tower without would I know how to plant the tower?
Yes. And how to grow it and how to do everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the great thing about you buying the tower. If you buy the tower, it's yours. And they're supporting you. They're acting like a support system with the app and the monthly service and all that stuff and sending you plants. And after you got down locked, you growing in that grow tower and how often you got to keep the reservoir full and, you don't really need the app, then it makes perfectly good sense for you just to get your own seeds, start your own lettuce. If you have time, start your own Swiss chard. They're plants and seeds. They literally grow themselves. They've been doing it almost 1 billion years before we even got here. There's nothing about a plant growing that actually needs us. We actually get in the way more than anything else. So, but just starting your seeds, it's a little bit of a process sometimes in germinating some seeds, depending on the plant. But you could just take seeds, throw them in a pot, germinate them, and after they get to a certain height, you can take them out and you just dip them in water, and that'll take the excess soil off of the root system. And then you tuck them in, whether they're growing in, I don't know if it's rock wool or if they've got a planter and there's some soil or rocks.
It's a planter with soil.
Yeah, you just stick them in there. The roots, they're not like an American. They know exactly what to do. They're not, that's not fair. Okay. They're not like human beings. They actually know what they're doing. And as soon as you put them in the pot, they're going to grow right towards the moisture. They're going to go right towards the water.
Yeah. And from that lettuce, the roots were really long.
Yeah. Well, that's
thicker at the beginning and then really long, like this long.
And that's why aquaponics and hydroponics are so healthy, because the plants can develop these these root systems that are highly adept at taking in nutrients. They have what are called adventitious root systems because all plants came out of the ocean. So they're more predisposed to growing in the water, which they've been for a billion years at least, more than growing in the ground. So they're actually more at home and they have the genetics to grow in the water. So when you put them in the grow towers or you put them in raft systems or aquaponic systems, soil-based beds, they actually go back to how they've been growing for the majority of the time, evolving, which makes us a significantly healthier plant.
I see. Okay, so you got me inspired actually to get
Yes, good.
I'm going to show them this video.
No, don't do that. Don't, because I talk bad about it.
I will tell them, my old hippie friend.
Well, I didn't talk bad about it. Like I said, I always promote anybody growing. I promote every company that's green and sustainable because everything else we do is completely unsustainable. And we have to stop judging people on what level they are. There's no levels in being sustainable. It's a life process of you just changing your lifestyle to eat healthier, to live healthier, to find more happiness. And it just makes it more sustainable at your own.
Okay, so you inspire me now. One more question, please.
Sure.
So you know so much about corporations and their corruptions and lies and tricks at people and testing on humans, animals, earth, soil, everyone. Can you really believe and trust every organic label? When I see drizzle strawberries organic and drizzle strawberries non-organic, I just don't know. I have a lot of hard time with that trust. Is this really organic? Is this really healthy?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that's another 75-minute conversation.
No, that's a very easy answer.
Okay.
So you always want to buy organic.
I do. I want to buy from farmers, but if I'm in a store.
So you always want to buy organic, but there's a difference between organic and natural. Right. So organic means they're growing the plant without pesticides, because they can still be using cow dung and horse dung, and horses aren't so bad, but cows are highly medicated. So you are getting pharmaceuticals and chemicals in the crop, even if it says organic. However, the organic brand is always going to be significantly healthier. You're going to have so much of a better chance of not getting pesticides and herbicides. You know, there's not enough testing for organic, but there's still testing on the chemically grown plants. They're just spraying them. What I recommend people is to buying local. Sometimes your local will have less pesticides than your organic will.
Yes.
Local small farmers, they actually want to use pesticides, right? They're using pesticides if they have a problem. A lot of local farmers that are not USDA organic, they used almost no pesticides because it's a cost to them.
Yeah.
And when you have big corporate growers who ship everything in, they have pesticide schedules with spraying the field at a certain interval. It's almost a guarantee you're getting pesticides. So it really depends on who you are. If you know your farmer and they're local, you can actually ask them, do you use pesticides? Did you use any this year? You know, are these pesticide free? And they'll tell you, say, nope. Nope, I had to spray a whole bunch of them. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea how to grow plants, so I had to spray a whole bunch of them. But when you hit a lot of these old time farmers who have small farms, they've been growing a long time, and I've never used pesticide. They can't afford the organic, USD organic.
But okay, just store-bought food. Because wasn't there I'm going to make a complete lie. I'm sorry, Whole Foods or whoever, but wasn't there like a trick that Whole Foods was labeling things as organic and pricing them as organic and they were not? Wasn't there isn't there a whole, what am I thinking about? Wasn't that something like that going on?
Let me tell you a secret, Alina. This is America. They all do it.
Right?
They all do. All right, they all do it. We just have to process and understand. Grocery stores are a business. We like to put like fresh leaves on the front and put fresh signs everywhere and all of that stuff. At the end of the day, it's still a business. There's still going to be some level of corruption. Now, is Whole Foods as bad as some of the others that I won't mention? I have to say no. Whole Foods had a great start. They've made some modifications I don't agree with. They have an owner now that I completely disagree with. And I think they're going in completely all the wrong directions. However, they were doing great for a long period of time. And the reality is a lot of times the same tractors, you know, and the same wagons that they put all these fruits and vegetables in, or the organic ones are the same ones they use on the field to put the pesticide ones in. And so you're still probably getting something that's moving around. Like I said, it's still better that they test it. But would somebody from, oh gosh, I hate to say China, but would somebody from a nation that we're supposed to have issues with, would they actually say, you know what, organic, not organic, organic, not organic, I can get so many more per pound if I say that this is and that isn't, and you know, and it's China organic. You know, a lot of people can use a conspiracy theory mind, or they can say you're a conspiracy theorist. I just say money is what money is, and everybody wants more money. They don't want less money. You can kind of make that own mind up yourself, right? Yeah. You know, every nation does less organic testing than America. Like, that's one thing I'm not going to hate on America. We got a lot
of really. What about Hungary? They're burning all the Monsanto fields and all these European countries.
Well, but see, a lot of Europe doesn't have all the problems America does. I think France does, because I think people are actually getting cancer and dying in some little town I saw in the news a couple months ago. But if you were never big on pesticides, if you never really bought into this whole idea of being a chemical farmer, then you don't really have the problems America does. America has a lot of old farm fields that are drenched with pesticides. I mean, first horrible stuff. I mean, we went to Vietnam and sprayed it on everybody, sprayed the whole damn country, just pesticide, DDT everywhere. And we didn't know what to do afterwards. So after the war, we brought it home. Instead of spraying it on little poor Vietnamese people, we sprayed on little poor American people, sprayed all out in the fields and kill our crops and our lands with it. So we got a bigger issue when it comes to that, but we do a lot more testing. Last time I heard, I mean, it could be different. This was about 5 years ago, but we did more testing for organic than the other countries did. Okay. So you're safer trusting USDA organic than you're trusting organic from other countries, depending on where you're going.
So you would still buy $5 one box of strawberries?
I do all the time.
Then 2 boxes of regular strawberries for $5.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. And the best response to that that meme that was floating around not too long ago is, you think the price of organic food is pricey? Have you priced cancer lately? Like, it's not even a debate.
Well, my husband got cancer from ibuprofen.
Right.
He got from ibuprofen.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's not surprising, but it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Which is why I don't take any drugs, and I haven't.
I know, he stopped now too.
Pharmacy. You'll learn the lesson. When you learn the lessons, you learn. You don't go back. But I was going to say, right, cancer is expensive. Autoimmune conditions are expensive. All these new diseases. There's so many new diseases that doctors can't even keep up with them. And anybody who thinks it's related to the human body now magically started breaking is really a special person. It's related to all the environment, all the things. We eat things that cause cancer. We take
lifestyle. We sit most of the time. We don't go in the nature. I remember as a kid, we were out all the time. We were always wet and muddy and dirty and always climbing trees and doing weird stuff. Oh, the sun set. Okay, time to go home.
Right.
That was our after sunset, you come home.
Right. Because you played outside, and that is a part of a healthy lifestyle. And this is why, you know, people, there's this argument that goes back and forth. And I just think it's so special. This is why I don't engage in society, because I just like watch. It's nutty to me. They'll argue, well, you got to go to the gym. That's how you live long. The other side, you got to eat healthy. That's, you know, to be healthy, you go back to doing what we always did. We grew our food, we ate healthy, and we exercised a lot. And that's bottom line. There is no, because the people in the gym, they die as fast as the people who eat organic and sit on their butt all day, right? You got to be moving. We
need to create. Emotion. We need to create. Our activities before were creation. You create something, you go and work on your garden, you grow it. You go and build a little cart from wood. Yes. I remember my grandpa, they did everything. I mean, everything was made. They were building things. They were making things from wood. They were baking his own liquor and making everything, pickling and everything. Life was but we were always active. You see somebody laying down, like you either taking a nap or you're sick. Nap will be 20 minutes and you're sick. Oh my God.
But we were happy. And you get endorphin responses from just making things. You get there's something creativity and accomplishment that makes us feel good. And that's the other bad thing about corporate America, which is why I always talk bad about it. It just completely shouldn't exist. We need to just make it extinct. They need to wipe big corporations off the map. It's sitting on your butt all day is the worst thing you can do for every part of your body, from your back to your leg.
You want to get up and move?
You want to get up and move. You want to have.
No, I'm asking you a question. Do you want to dance with me?
Oh, I was dancing in the shower this morning. I was dancing. I had it was money. I was watching stuff and I was having fun and talking about Democrats and Republicans and how they love money. And dancing in the shower. And and I got an endorphin response from that. Even guess what? I got excited. My immune system was happy. I was dancing in the shower. The NSA, they got a video of it. They got multiple videos of me in the shower. One day I'm gonna ask, can I see I had a copyright to those videos. Do I get to see those when I'm gray and fat? And I'm gonna go back. Look how I used to look. I used to look good. I accept. But corporate America, and that's why it's such a horrible environment. But some offices now, they have
standing desks and treadmills.
They have the standing desk where you can stand up. And this is how you know your boss kind of cares about his slaves a little bit, is they'll have the standing desk where you can walk at the desk. And you can just go for a walk while you're typing. That might be a little hard to do, but you'll get used to it. But you're always supposed to be moving. The whole time we've been evolving, we never sat on our butts. You know, it helps to oxygenate your body.
Speaking of which, I'm going to oxygenate my dog's butt and my own and have a little walk through the nature. And then I guess I'm going to get the thingy. Absolutely. Get the thingy. And Helena going to oxygenate everybody here, because after we're going to end this, everybody going to get off their butt and go walk around. Be free the butts. Free the butts. Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, seriously, I now brush my teeth with, the electric toothbrush goes for 2 minutes. I started doing squats. First, I could do 5 squats. I was so lazy. Then I did 15 in 2 minutes. Then I did 33. Now I'm at 48. Twice a day. Yesterday, I did 175 squats. Which is awesome. And you have to. And I'm brushing my teeth. Yes. And see, the problem is with me, you can't ever say, I'm about to leave, and then say something, because I'm going to say something else. Yes. Okay, then bye. I do squats in the shower. Yeah, so you have to hang out. You do everything in the shower. How long is your shower? I love the shower. You get in the shower, fun. You get in, it's like, water. When I was a kid, we loved water. We'd go swimming in the lakes and the streams and the swamps. We were always in the water. And so when I would do squats in the shower. That's what I do. I'm doing that. I'm going to put too much information. Get it. Okay, dear. I really have to go. I want to walk my dog, because you inspired me. My butt feels flabby. Okay, well, okay. And I'm not, go ahead, do that. Take care of that, girl. Everybody, y'all have a great night. Helena's going to oxygenate everybody's butts. Everybody get up, go do something. Gerard and Helena Summer, we are out of here. Thank you so much, Gerard, for your advice. I so appreciate your knowledge. You're such a good friend. Okay. Thank you. So love you. Bye-bye.